Most people do not waste money because they are careless. They waste money because the world changes faster than their habits. A purchase that made perfect sense 5 years ago can quietly become a bad deal today, while subscriptions, convenience fees, branding, and outdated assumptions keep draining your account month after month. The dangerous part is that none of these expenses feels dramatic. You are not buying a yacht or gambling away your savings. You are simply paying a little too much for things that used to be useful, practical, or even necessary. But when several outdated expenses pile up, they can easily cost you thousands of dollars every year, money that could be building an emergency fund, paying off debt, buying investments, or giving you more freedom. In this video, we are breaking down 9 things that are no longer worth your money for most people, why they became such poor values, and what smarter alternatives look like today. Some of these may surprise you, because companies spend billions convincing us that expensive means better, familiar means safe, and automatic renewal means convenient. Let's start with number 1, brand new flagship smartphones every year. There was a time when upgrading your phone annually delivered a huge improvement. Cameras became dramatically better, batteries lasted longer, screens became sharper, and apps demanded faster processors. Today, the difference between last year's premium phone and this year's premium phone is often barely noticeable in normal use. The new model may open apps a fraction of a second faster, add one camera feature you will use twice, or slightly redesign the frame. Meanwhile, the price can exceed $1,000 before accessories, insurance, taxes, and financing. Phone companies make this feel affordable by dividing the cost into 36 monthly payments, but a smaller payment does not mean a smaller price, it simply hides the total. If your current phone still receives security updates, holds a reasonable charge, and handles your daily tasks, upgrading every year is usually paying a premium for novelty rather than value. A much smarter approach is keeping a good phone for 3 to 5 years, replacing the battery when necessary, and buying a previous generation model when you do upgrade. You often get 90% of the experience for 60 or 70% of the price. Over a decade, that one habit can save several $1,000s without meaningfully lowering your quality of life. Number 2 is extended warranties on most electronics and appliances. Extended warranties are sold at the perfect emotional moment, right after you have spent a lot of money and are afraid something might go wrong. The salesperson explains that one repair could cost hundreds of dollars, and suddenly another $50, $100, or $300 feels like protection. But retailers promote these plans aggressively because they are usually highly profitable. Many products already include a manufacturer warranty. Some credit cards add purchase protection, and many failures happen either very early, while the original warranty still applies, or much later, after the extended plan expires. Even when a problem is covered, the process can involve deductibles, exclusions, shipping delays, repair attempts, or depreciated replacement values. That does not mean every warranty is useless. Coverage can make sense for an unusually fragile item, expensive professional equipment, or a purchase whose failure would create a serious financial emergency. But for ordinary televisions, headphones, kitchen appliances, and low-cost electronics, the better strategy is often self-insurance. Take the money you would spend on warranties and place it in a repair or replacement fund. Across many purchases, you are likely to keep far more money than you spend on occasional repairs. Number 3 is cable television packages. Traditional cable once offered something valuable, a large collection of channels, live news, sports, movies, and local programming in one place. Now many cable packages are a maze of promotional prices, equipment rental fees, broadcast fees, regional sports fees, contracts, and annual increases. You may begin with an advertised price that looks reasonable and end up paying twice as much after the introductory period. Worse, most customers regularly watch only a small fraction of the channels included. They are paying for hundreds of options while using perhaps 10. Streaming was supposed to solve this problem, but there is a trap here too. Replacing cable with 8 separate streaming subscriptions can become just as expensive. The real money-saving move is not automatically switching from cable to streaming. It is becoming intentional about entertainment. Choose 1 or 2 services at a time. Rotate them based on what you actually want to watch. Use free ad-supported platforms when appropriate, and cancel subscriptions immediately after finishing a series or sports season. Entertainment should be selected, not accumulated. When you stop paying for channels and platforms you barely use, you can often save $50 to $100 every month. Number 4 is bottled water for everyday use. In places where tap water is safe, regularly buying single-use bottled water is one of the clearest examples of paying repeatedly for something available at a tiny fraction of the cost. A bottle may cost only $1 or $2, which feels insignificant, but buying one every workday can add up to hundreds of dollars a year. Buying cases for a household can cost even more, especially when convenience stores, airports, gyms, and delivery services charge premium prices. Much of what you are paying for is packaging, transportation, refrigeration, branding, and convenience. A reusable bottle and a basic home filter can provide an experience that is just as good for most people while dramatically reducing the cost. There are exceptions, of course. Bottled water is essential during emergencies, travel in areas with unsafe water, or situations where local infrastructure is unreliable. But as a daily default, it is rarely a good use of money. The smartest version of convenience is planning ahead. Fill a reusable bottle before leaving home, keep one at work, and store emergency water separately. This is not about denying yourself a small purchase. It is about recognizing when a small purchase has become an automatic tax on your routine. Number 5 is premium gasoline for a car that does not require it. Many drivers assume premium fuel is cleaner, more powerful, or healthier for every engine. The word premium itself suggests that it must be better. But if your vehicle is designed to run on regular gasoline, using a higher octane fuel usually provides little or no meaningful benefit. Octane measures resistance to engine knocking. It is not a universal quality score. Some high-performance or turbocharged engines require premium, and others recommend it for maximum performance. In those cases, follow the manufacturer's guidance. But when the owner's manual says regular fuel is acceptable, routinely paying more for premium may simply be burning money. The difference can be 30, 50, or even more cents per gallon. Multiply that by hundreds of gallons each year, and you may be spending a few $100s for a benefit your engine cannot use. This is a perfect example of why reading the manual can be more valuable than trusting marketing or habit. Spend money where it improves reliability and safety. Oil changes, tires, brakes, filters, and scheduled maintenance. Do not assume the most expensive option at the pump is automatically the smartest one. Number 6 is fast fashion that looks cheap but becomes expensive through repetition. A $10 shirt can feel like a bargain, especially compared with a $50 alternative. But the real cost of clothing is not the price tag, it is the cost per wear. If the $10 shirt loses its shape, fades, pills, or tears after 5 uses, it costs $2 per wear. If the $50 shirt lasts 100 uses, it costs 50 cents per wear. Fast fashion encourages constant replacement by making clothes inexpensive, trendy, and disposable. The result is often a closet full of items you do not love, do not wear, and eventually donate or throw away. This does not mean every expensive brand is worth the money. Luxury labels can charge enormous markups for logos and status. The better approach is buying fewer pieces, choosing durable materials, checking stitching and fit, avoiding micro-trends, and building a wardrobe around items that work together. Second-hand shopping can be especially powerful because quality clothing often costs far less after the first owner. The goal is not to spend more on everything, it is to stop buying the same low-quality item again and again. When you shift from price per item to cost per use, many so-called bargains reveal themselves as expensive mistakes. Number 7 is food delivery for routine meals. Delivery apps are incredibly convenient, and there are times when that convenience is worth paying for. Maybe you are sick, caring for a child, working late, traveling, or hosting guests. The problem begins when delivery becomes the default rather than the exception. A meal listed at $15 can quickly become $25 or $30 after menu markups, service fees, delivery charges, taxes, small order fees, and a tip. Some restaurants charge higher prices on apps than they do in person, so you may be paying extra before the visible fees even begin. Doing this several times a week can easily add hundreds of dollars to a monthly food budget. The alternative does not require cooking elaborate meals from scratch every night. You can keep frozen meals, sandwich ingredients, pre-cooked proteins, salad kits, pasta, rice, eggs, and other fast options at home. Even picking up the order yourself can remove a significant portion of the cost. Another effective rule is using delivery only for occasions, not ordinary hunger. When you are tired and have no plan, convenience always wins. So the financial solution is not more willpower, it is creating cheaper convenience in advance. A stocked freezer is not glamorous, but it protects your budget better than another coupon from a delivery app. Number 8 is expensive gym memberships you do not consistently use. Fitness is absolutely worth investing in. Health affects your energy, confidence, productivity, and long-term medical costs. But paying for access is not the same as exercising. Gyms understand that many customers join with strong motivation in January, attend for a few weeks, and then keep paying because canceling feels inconvenient or admitting they stopped feels uncomfortable. A membership that costs $40 per month and gets used twice is not $20 per visit because it also carries guilt, friction, and the opportunity cost of money that could support a routine you actually enjoy. Before paying for a premium gym, ask what you truly use. If you mainly walk on a treadmill and lift a few dumbbells, a basic gym, home equipment, outdoor walking, or bodyweight training may work just as well. If classes, childcare, a pool, or a specific community keep you consistent, then a higher price may be justified. The value depends on behavior, not amenities. One useful test is dividing the monthly cost by the number of visits. If the cost per visit remains high for 3 months, change the plan. Fitness should improve your life, not become another subscription to your ideal self. Number 9 is college degrees chosen without a clear financial plan. Education can be one of the best investments a person makes, but the idea that any degree at any price is automatically worth the money is no longer safe. Tuition, housing, fees, books, and interest can create a debt burden that follows graduates for decades. The key issue is not whether college is good or bad, it is whether the specific program, at the specific school, for the specific price, creates a realistic path to the outcome you want. Too many students compare campuses, dorms, sports, and rankings without comparing graduation rates, job placement, starting salaries, licensing requirements, transfer options, and total debt. A degree that cost $200,000 is a very different investment from the same credential earned through community college, scholarships, in-state tuition, employer assistance, or a lower-cost university. Some careers require formal degrees, and the return can be excellent. Others value portfolios, apprenticeships, certifications, work experience, or technical training more than an expensive diploma. The outdated purchase is not education itself, it is buying education without calculating the return. Before enrolling, estimate total cost, likely debt, monthly payments, expected entry-level income, and the probability of completing the program. Talk to people already working in the field, not only admissions staff. Ask employers what credentials they actually value. A beautiful campus tour can create emotion, but loan payments are mathematics. The larger lesson behind all 9 of these examples is that value changes. Smartphones mature, retail protection plans become redundant, cable packages become bloated, delivery apps turn convenience into a habit. Premium labels exploit assumptions. Education costs rise faster than the certainty of its payoff. None of these purchases is always wrong. The mistake is buying them automatically, without checking whether the benefit still justifies the price. Smart spending is not about becoming cheap. Cheap people focus only on paying less. Smart people focus on receiving more value. Sometimes that means spending more upfront on quality, safety, health, or durability. Sometimes it means refusing an upgrade, canceling a subscription, or choosing the ordinary version of a product. The goal is to align your money with what actually improves your life. Here is a simple exercise. Review the last 30 days of spending and highlight every purchase that was made from habit, convenience, status, fear, or automatic renewal. Do not judge yourself, just identify the pattern. Then choose one expense to redesign. Keep your phone longer, Cancel one unused service. Buy regular fuel if your car allows it. Prepare 2 emergency meals at home. Replace 1 delivery order per week. Move warranty money into savings. Small changes are powerful because they repeat. Saving $20 once will not change your future, but saving $20 every week and investing it can become a meaningful amount over time. Your financial life is shaped less by one dramatic decision than by hundreds of quiet defaults. Companies want those defaults to benefit them. Your job is to make sure they benefit you. So before your next purchase, ask 3 questions. Do I still need this? Is there a cheaper way to get the same result? And am I paying for value or simply paying because this is what I have always done? Those questions take less than a minute, but they can protect thousands of dollars over the years. And that money can buy something far more valuable than another upgrade or unused subscription: time, flexibility, security, and choices. If this video helped you look at spending differently, subscribe to Motion Biz for more practical strategies on money, business, and building a life with greater financial control. And in the comments, share one thing you stopped buying because it was no longer worth the money. Your answer might help someone else recognize an expense they have been carrying for years.